your future. Start here. From one step forward, a word opens wide.
Beyond excellence. To be here is to be among the world's best.
Selamat datang di Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta, tempat sang pemimpi mengubah ambisi menjadi aksi. Sejak 1958, UMS lebih dari sekedar universitas. UMS adalah tempat untuk masa depan gemilang. Setiap rekam jejak telah mencipta warisan luhur. Semua orang di UMS punya mimpi besar dan tekad yang jauh lebih besar. Kami terus berbincang tentang masa depan impian. Bermula dari rasa penasaran untuk menjawab setiap pertanyaan, reaksi, dan pola yang tersebar. Hingga rasa penasaran itu tumbuh menjadi gairah untuk menguak yang tersembunyi. What do you see?
I see possibilities everywhere.
Cara kerjanya mungkin tidak mudah, sampai membuat tanganmu gemetar. Alat-alat tersebar berantakan. Namun, di balik itu semua, kami menyemai kebaikan untuk kebahagiaan hari esok. Can you solve what others couldn't?
Watch us engineer the impossible.
Setiap pekerjaan dimulai dari bagian terkecil, lalu berkembang menjadi sesuatu yang besar dan berdampak. Sistem yang memudahkan, mesin yang menggerakkan, dan mimpi yang menjadi kenyataan.
K300 Pak 200 nih.
Pakai K300.
Oke. Welcome to the Maker's Playground.
Wah, rusak? Menarik. Sekarang kami tahu cara membuatnya lebih kuat. Bangun. Uji. Gagal. Evaluasi. Ulangi. Begitulah caranya. Kami membuat fondasi kokoh, meracik batu dan baja dengan rumus dan data. Di UMS, kami menekuni, menguji, dan menyalakan ilmu pengetahuan. Juga belajar untuk saling membantu, bertindak cermat dalam kegentingan, dan bergerak maju menemukan jawaban. What do you hear?
I hear tomorrow calling.
Setiap langkah kecil di laboratorium hari ini bisa jadi terobosan besar yang mengubah kehidupan hari esok. And it all started with someone curious enough to ask why.
Someone like you.
You don't build impact overnight. It takes curiosity, courage, and a whole lot of error.
Berhasil, gagal, lompatan besar, semua bagian dari perjalanan yang tak ternilai. Tak ada yang lebih berkesan selain belajar dari seseorang yang pernah melangkah dari titik yang sama.
Oke teman-teman, jadi untuk menjadi seorang yang sukses, kita harus mempunyai pemikiran-pemikiran yang positif dari lingkungan, dari teman-teman untuk memudahkan kita untuk mencapai cita-cita. Oke? Oke.
Saatnya hidupmu menjadi lebih menantang. Keluar dari zona nyaman, temukan apapun yang dapat membentukmu. Karena sebuah asa ada di antara keringat dan sorak-sorai, kegagalan dan percobaan lainnya. Deru napas sebelum kamu menjadi pemenang sejati. Apapun motivasimu, selalu ada tempat untuk bertumbuh. Dan jadi dirimu seutuhnya.
Apabila mim sukun bertemu dengan huruf mim dibaca samar dan juga didengungkan. Gimana, udah pada paham semua?
Saatnya merasakan hangatnya dekapan budaya. Menyusuri jejak sejarah di sudut kota. Rasakan warisan budaya yang terus hidup. Biarkan Solo mewarnai hidupmu dan membekas dalam setiap perjalananmu.
This isn't just culture, it's a vibe.
Dimana lagi kamu bisa merasakan semua ini? Tempat para pemimpi merajut mimpinya. Kini saatnya kamu mewujudkan mimpimu.
Guys, I got it.
Your future.
Start here. From one step forward, a work opens wide.
Beyond excellence.
To be here is to be among the world's best.
Selamat datang di Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta, tempat sang pemimpi mengubah ambisi menjadi aksi. Sejak 1958, UMS lebih dari sekedar universitas. UMS adalah tempat untuk masa depan gemilang. Setiap rekam jejak telah mencipta warisan luhur. Semua orang di UMS punya mimpi besar dan tekad yang jauh lebih besar. Kami terus berbincang tentang masa depan impian. Bermula dari rasa penasaran untuk menjawab setiap pertanyaan, reaksi, dan pola yang tersebar. Hingga rasa penasaran itu tumbuh menjadi gairah untuk menguak yang tersembunyi. What do you see?
I see possibilities everywhere.
Cara kerjanya mungkin tidak mudah, sampai membuat tanganmu gemetar. Alat-alat tersebar berantakan. Namun, di balik itu semua, kami menyemai kebaikan untuk kebahagiaan hari esok. Can you solve what others couldn't?
Watch us engineer the impossible.
Setiap pekerjaan dimulai dari bagian terkecil, lalu berkembang menjadi sesuatu yang besar dan berdampak. Sistem yang memudahkan, mesin yang menggerakkan, dan mimpi yang menjadi kenyataan.
K300 Pak 200 nih.
Pakai K300.
Oke.
Halo Simulasis. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished speakers, respected participants, and honored guests. On behalf of the organizing committee, I warmly welcome to the International Show House 2026, organized by the Faculty of Language and Political Science, Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. My name is Intung Wirwanti, and I will be your moderator for today's session. Before we begin, let's start the session by receiving question. Okay. Before proceeding to the main session, I would like to commemorate a few important rules for all participants. First, participants must write their name on the Zoom recording for the following forward, name and institution. And the second, participants must practice their camera during the location and maintain respectful attitude of times. And patient might be submitted via the chat box or by using the screen feature. Prevent patient only when permitted by the model. Participant must not to share the Zoom link with anyone and might only use it for their own position. Number 5, participants are required to fill in the attendance list, which will be shared at the end of the session via chat or via Zoom chat. And number 6, participants are encouraged to use a virtual background during the session. And those is participant is to ask patient and other experience people difficult my the committee via the chat field. Thank you for the attention and patience. With me truly in order to have everything to players intensely training this program while reflecting the strong spirit of collaboration. Please be advised that today's session will last for a total of 9 hours. Again, is this leading to the speaker flexibility. And the second, presentation by award distinguished speaker. And then followed by operation and insertion. This session will integrate valuable insight and some meaningful discussion. So this topic is the influence of algorithm of legal principle and rehearsal. Before we begin the discussion, allow me to briefly introduce our distinguished speaker. Professor Sebastian Lafrance is a Canadian lawyer and professor with extensive expertise in criminal law, international law, constitutional law, and work in scientific as a visiting and joint professor on various universities around the world, including organizations. Also, he is currently based on Magnetic Bias University.
Maaf, kami tidak dapat mendengar Anda dengan jelas.
Hey, sorry to caught you off guard. We can't hear you properly. I think because of the airport that you're using.
Yeah, I just told him.
Okay, Dr. Lafrance. Okay, diganti. We will change the microphone.
Okay.
Okay. Before we begin the presentation, allow me to briefly introduce our distinguished speaker. Professor Sebastian Lafrance is a Canadian lawyer and prosecutor with extensive expertise in criminal law, international law, constitutional law, will also serving as a visiting and adjunct professor of various universities around the world, including in Indonesia. He is currently based at Maksud Narikbayev University. Then, without further ado, it's my great pleasure to invite Professor Sebastian Lafrance to deliver this presentation. Prof, you have 45 minutes for your presentation. The floor is yours.
Excellent, baik-baik. Terima kasih banyak. Senang bertemu dengan Anda. I'm very happy to be with you today from Canada. It's currently 10:15 p.m. So I'm very happy to be the first speaker because it's a bit late right now, but I'm very happy to be with you and to give this presentation. So let me just share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen right now? Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Terima kasih. Okay. So there you go. So the topic of the conference itself, it's not necessarily what I will be talking about specifically, but I will make connections about it. I was just gonna say a few words about the title itself, because sometimes we give titles to things without thinking much about it, but this title to me is very compelling, very meaningful. Law, Politics, and Governance in the Algorithmic Age. So the first two items are, and this is not my presentation yet, don't worry, I'll be specific and have fun slides and so on. Law and politics. Oftentimes, and I published about judicial activism in Canada and India. So there is an interaction between the two. So that's very interesting. And law, sometimes, of course, law is created by politicians, by the legislation, by the National Assembly, the Parliament, etc., etc. And basically, the values are reflected in the law. Right, so if you think of the Pancasila in Indonesia, which is born right after the Second World War, well, it's not born out of anything. It's not magically the Pancasila appeared and then it became magically a principle of a very key principle of constitutional law in Indonesia, and also a social core, 5 principles. Panca means 5, obviously. So 5 principles of the Indonesian society. But it was adopted by politicians. So there are interactions. And sometimes judges may decide differently than politicians. So there are interactions. And I will bring that up in my presentation today. So my presentation, that's why I make this big preamble. There are interactions which should not go unnoticed. And when you pitch in that mix, the interactions between the law and politics, and you bring the technology in it, then it can be a big effing mess. Sorry, it's badly spoken here. Don't quote me on this, but we will discuss it. I will give you several examples. I will go back, but when I talk to you about the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which happened during the first election of the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Not the last election, but the one before, when he was elected in 2016. So we'll discuss it. So there are several other examples which are not as obvious regarding the topic of law, politics, and algorithmic age, or AI, artificial intelligence, technology, etc. But this example here is the most obvious. So this is why we'll start with this example after I just settle the field of what we talk about. So first, and this is my first slide, hoping that you can still see my slides. If you don't see me changing the slides, this means that there's a problem. So just let me know, please. So here, defining artificial intelligence. Definitions are a pain in the neck, not to say in the ass, if I may say it. I know I can't, I'm sorry, but I say it anyway. So definitions are a pain for politicians, for your friends, for social workers, for police officers, for professors, that's different, but for anybody outside the legal field who is not a professor of law or a lawyer, they don't understand the importance of definitions. When I wrote my thesis, which is now a book, my thesis director told me, well, I spent 1 month and a half only on defining the problem. I had found it. I knew what I was going to talk about. I knew which angle I was going to take. I knew the critical approach I would take. I knew all that. But defining the problem. Why? Why? Okay, let me tell you why. So defining artificial intelligence. So if we define it very broadly, too broadly, anything that is technological could be artificial intelligence. So this, my phone, could be artificial intelligence. This is stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Too broad definition. If it's too narrow, what's going to happen is we will not talk about things which matter when we talk about the topic we chose here, artificial intelligence or algorithmic age. Okay. Of course, I will be focused when I talk about the slide that I just showed you in the following ones. That will be specifically about the use of algorithms by governments and so on and so forth, and the interactions with the law. And there are mysteries. There are ghosts. I would qualify them as ghosts because we don't see them directly for us, but they are legal ghosts that hide behind these actions that we will discuss. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, what are we talking about? Well, first of all, a very broad definition. It starts to be old. Now it's 7 years old. But that still brings something very important to me. Machines that mimic human intelligence to solve complex problems. This is something. Okay. I know there's ChatGPT, could be that. I'm not only talking about robots. I'm not only talking about her that you can see on the screen, about Sophia, who is the first robot, famous robot. I know, I'm not teaching you anything, but she was granted the citizenship of Saudi Arabia or another Arabic Peninsula. Correct me if I'm wrong if it's not Saudi Arabia, but she was granted basically citizenship of one of the Arabic Peninsula states. I believe it is Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. When we give rights, because when you get citizenship, why does it matter? If I'm going to Indonesia tomorrow, even though I speak a little sedikit bahasa Indonesia, so I speak a little berbicara sedikit bahasa Indonesia, then I speak a little Indonesian, but I am Canadian. I'm not a citizen of Indonesia. Citizenship gives you rights. Rights gives you obligations as well. So there is an occurrence that happened. That's not Sophia, it's another robot, which basically said, I don't want to die, do not unplug me. It happened. Like we saw it in movies 5-10 years ago and futuristic. So there is a connection here. Okay, so when we talk about algorithms, algorithms may impact greatly on our lives, as we will see, of course, with the example of Cambridge Analytica and other ones that will follow. Okay. But when, and something else I would like to say, especially for the younger, not the professor here, but for the younger people here, is never underestimate the scope of legal issues. Like you can take something very, honestly, I show that to any of my colleagues at the prosecution office. What will be their reaction? Let me show you with my face. They will fall asleep because they will not understand the importance of it. They will not understand the resonance of it. They will not understand the complexity of it. Okay, so this brings us back to the importance of definition that we just covered here. Okay, so I just told you about giving rights. It's a bit off, I know, from the topic, but I still think it is important to mention the point of when you give citizenship, you give rights automatically. If you give rights, well, this has a legal implication. So first, being right away, there is a connection between not algorithms, we will see connections later, but connections with the law right away, with fundamental rights. So if Sophia was given citizenship of Indonesia, she would fall under the application of Pancasila. Okay, so that's ridiculous. I'm not saying Pancasila is ridiculous. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that a robot being the obligations and rights of Pancasila, it's ridiculous. Okay, so but law sometimes is ridiculous, and the rights were given to her by whom? By politicians. So you see sometimes the connections clash. The politicians do not understand the legal implications. And the same goes with the algorithmic aspect of the topic, right? So here, very few words about this one because I really want to talk to you about the few slides that are really on point. But just a little warning here. It's an old quote. Look at the bottom of the screen. It's a decision from 1987. It's very old. But I've not found it. It's not because I'm lazy and I didn't look for it. First of all, I was 12 years old in 1987. Didn't even know this decision existed. But what is quite interesting here, be careful. Do not take your dreams for reality, especially with being a lawyer. When you say, oh, I want to publish in a Scopus law journal, so no problem, I'll use ChatGPT or all the tools that exist, and I tried it. I tried it not because I wanted to use it, but because I'm editing a book right now, and I wanted to check if it's possible to write something of a quality with it. Not because I didn't use it, but I wanted to see if the other authors could do it. They did, and that doesn't produce anything of quality, let me tell you. So all these lies that you can do a PhD in 5 minutes or 1 hour with something online, if it is a university that is worth it, like yours, you can't. Okay, so there are limitations. The reason it works is this: anthropomorphism. We believe that the robots will be as good as we are. We believe that artificial intelligence will be as good as we are. We believe that our algorithmic equations will be as smart as our brains. I don't want to disappoint you, but at this moment in time, and I'm up to date about this, it's not, period. Period. Okay? Now, what is interesting with the law, politics, and algorithmic age trilogy, because it's 3 things that you put together, is the nature of the issues. Okay, that's a different case. Don't pay attention to the case just because the quote is interesting and that applies. So the technology changed the nature of the issues. Okay, and we'll see that. We'll see that with the next slides that I will be starting right now. So here, the elephant in the room that I just introduced earlier, but there's more. Look at that. There's more. There's a few more. I know I just have 45 minutes, but I will have time, I'm sure, to cover it all. So this one here, what happened? So basically Cambridge, and there's for those who are interested, honestly, it is fascinating. If you are into this topic, please, it's probably available, I think, on YouTube. It's worth to be watched, a 1 hour, 30 minutes movie. Okay, and they speak clearly. So if your English is not the best, you can watch it. You will understand everything. So Cambridge Analytica is what? Cambridge Analytica is a private, it's called political consulting firm. That doesn't mean anything. Okay, so what they do is basically they manipulate, adjust data to sell them and use them for political gain. And basically, Steve Bannon, who was the right-hand guy of Donald Trump, the right-wing guy in charge of Donald Trump campaigns in 2016, he contracted with, he actually was working for, as far as I know, or he contracted, he hired them. I don't remember exactly, but he was in connection, close connection with Cambridge Analytica. What's the reason of it? They use 87 million profiles from Facebook. Okay, so politically, you use the information. Like I'm presenting to Indonesians mostly. I know there are people from other parts of the planet, but mostly to Indonesians. So that's a fact. So I know I am talking right now to Indonesians. So am I going to say, oh, hi everyone, I'm very happy to be with you. I wish I was in Malaysia. Of course not. First of all, why? Because you're never going to invite me again. And second of all, I'm a professor at UNER. There's another prof I saw who's actually Dr. Anditya also teaches at Universitas Airlangga, and I'm going back in September in person. So just a side note to Dr. Anditya, I'll be there in person at UNER, Universitas Airlangga. So you need that. What does it do? It helps to know your audience. If I'm telling you Indonesia, well, I mean it, but Indonesia is a beautiful, magnificent country. Of course, you're going to like me more than if I say Malaysia or Cambodia is such a great country. First of all, it's irrelevant. Second of all, I'm not talking to my audience. And if I'm telling you and someone smart in the audience, and you're all smart here, you're asking me, okay, sir, thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak. But why? If I just say you're beautiful, fantastic, and I cannot tell you why, I will just look stupid. So collecting these data, 87 million profile, it helps to figure out what are the concerns, the priorities, and what people like, don't like, etc., and the political opinions, why, and who you will target so they vote for you. Okay, so this is the political, social side of the problem. I've not talked yet about the legal aspect of it. Legally speaking, is there a problem? Well, hell yeah. First of all, what? Privacy. Second one, the rule of law. Why the rule of law in its core? Because democracy is based on freedom. Freedom includes freedom of thought. Okay, so that's a connection that is not, when you see Cambridge Analytica, you don't necessarily make this connection. You don't see this. Yeah, you probably all of you saw the right to privacy issues, obviously, because it's pretty obvious. If I get your Facebook and well, all Indonesians' Facebook, that's more than 87 million people, and then I ask you to vote for me, even though I'm Canadian, but I made myself Indonesians, and I know what to tell you. Legally speaking, right to privacy breached. That's a breach. But also it's a breach of democratical principle, the freedom of thought, because I'm manipulating your mind. Okay? It's also fraud if you think in criminal terms. You are deceiving people by using data to tell them what they want to hear. It does not reflect what you will do. Okay? Or what you promise, right? So you see there are connections with the law. I believe, honestly, there's more to say about it, but I want to move to the next slide because of time is limited. But between you and I, or all of you and I, this example is the best illustration of the connection between politics, law, and algorithmic age. Okay, so maybe somebody else already talked to you about it. If so, I apologize. If not, take my word for it, it is the best example. There are probably theses written about it, and in your contribution, there's more to say about that. It has serious legal implications and various types of. Now, something else that is not directly, it is, but you will see why I say that doesn't appear to be, but it is connected to politics, law, and algorithmic age. So I'm showing something, and that seems to be super complicated just because I want to look smart. In fact, it's very simple. This is the Compass software. If you look at the top, it says Compass. Compass is a software that was adopted in the United States, in many states, I think 12, 13, 4, it doesn't matter, but several states of the United States. When a judge decides the sentence to be imposed on someone, you want to know, is he going to do it again or not? Is she going to do it again or not? Okay, so they used it in more than 10 states, it says, but it's like 14, 15, it's a lot. And it turned out that Compass was right from 60 to 70% of the time. Who cares? Okay, what's the connection with law and politics here? Okay, it's not a good software, so what? Well, it turned out that the software had, because of the way information was input in it, and that's algorithmic, so that qualifies as being an algorithmic tool using data and statistics and so on, and input they were input into a software, Compass. It turned out to be a racist software. Not because people are malicious, not because the programmer was racist, not the point. But in many cases, if you're Black or Indonesian, not white, chances are the Compass software will tell the judge, well, this guy, this girl is more inclined to commit crimes more than a white guy. How is it possible? How the color of your skin just makes you less criminal? Some people will say, well, culturally, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit, okay? Bullshit. It's a lie, okay? So all these racist justification don't work, do not stand the analysis. Okay, so you can play with numbers, you can play with statistics. It turned out that this thing, and it was adopted by whom? By politicians. It's politicians who add pressure from the people to be more effective, to give more serious, harsh sentences. So politicians, so the law by way of judges, starting using it, and using what? Something that is basically in algorithmic tools to so you have the three components of the conference to predict sentences, to say, let's say, Joseph or Muhammad, Mustafa or Khalida, they don't seem very white, so they are more likely to commit crimes than Seb, who's like pink, actually. As my wife says, I'm not really white, I'm more pinky, but let's say I'm a white guy. So all of you are more probably going to commit more crimes than I will. When we all know, we're all jurists, specialists of the law, none of us is going to commit a crime. So just because of the color of your skin, just because of your ethnic background, just because of your racial background, just because of a linguistic background, right? So you see, it's something, when you look at it on its face, it looks fantastic. 60, 70% of the time, very useful. It's fine, it makes mistakes, but the judge can fix it. This is not what happened. The judge didn't fix it. Because how the judge can know it's mistaken, how the judge can know it is racist somehow, among other flaws, it has other problems. It's basically a programmer who looked into it and said, well, that doesn't work, there's a problem. So here, the biggest legal problem that comes out from this, again, something that touches politics, law, and algorithmic elements, is equality rights. Obviously, we're all equals. White, black, brown, yellow, whatever, red, doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. We're all equals. The Charter of the United Nations is very clear. The ICCPR is even more clear about this. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Very clear. Everybody's equal, no matter what your language is, your ethnicity is, etc. Okay? But this thing doesn't say that. So, well, we're equal until it finds out that this specific ethnicity commits more crime. So you see, there's a connection. with politics, law, and algorithmic age. Yes. So here, Indonesia, and I find it interesting, and there's a connection between this slide and this one here. Okay, just a little thing, and I'll be careful. I am not going to criticize Indonesia. I'm not stupid. I'm just showing you statistics from Indonesia. So I'll be very short about this. But what you can see a progression in the use of video surveillance in Indonesia. Okay, we have it in Canada too. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's not. I'm not saying, oh, it's so bad. It's not. But there's a professor at UNER, one of my friends, Amira Paripurna, who published on, I'm sure Professor Aditya knows her, but she published a paper several years ago about, well, I did publish a paper about surveillance with her, but she did publish before about the installation of surveillance camera in the streets. What kind of, that's camera surveillance that works with what? Facial recognition, so algorithmic data, artificial intelligence, name it. That was adopted, that was put into place by whom? It's the politicians who decided to put it into place. And the connection with the law is what? Right to privacy, obviously, but also in the public space. And there's the extreme example, and that brings me there. The first item at the top here, and I did publish 3 papers about this. The social scoring systems. The socials, it doesn't exist in Indonesia, so there's a connection. I don't say it exists in Indonesia, it doesn't. But it does exist in China. So basically, the social scoring system is you do something good and everything is computerized. So, and the social scoring system has been adopted by whom? By politicians in China. They adopted it. Basically, the idea behind it in the Chinese document that I read and used for my publication is basically to improve the morality of the population and well-behaving of the Chinese population. But what it does indirectly, it surveils and checks everything they do. No joke, that's very serious. If you eat fast food, you will lose points. So it's a system of points. Okay? Let's say Muhammad sees me and he says, oh, hello, Mr. Lafrance. Very nice to see you. You're so nice. I read everything you published, blah, blah, blah. Oh, 5 points for Muhammad. But if he sees me and everything, because it's checked, there is a system that checks your financial transactions, that what do you buy, who do you talk to. There are cameras in the streets that also checks what you do, how you do it. If you cross the street when the light is red, you lose points. Seriously, I am not joking. I'm not making this up. Okay? But if Muhammad tells me, well, Seb, I'm happy you're here, but to be honest with you, we don't give a shit about you. So minus 10 points. So what's the problem? How does it work? Well, basically, there's an example of a professor, a teacher of high school, who couldn't find a job because his score was too low. He was not a criminal. He was not a criminal. He was a teacher. But he was considered to be misbehaving in many respects in China. So you have to consider the power of algorithmic age nowadays. There is a clear connection to the politics, because that's the politicians that adopted it, but also with the law. Okay? Like, think about the famous American Constitution. I'm not American, you're not American, but I'm sure you know the right to happiness. I forgot, like the pursuit of happiness. That's how they call it in the Constitution. So the pursuit to happiness. How can you pursue your happiness if every time you do something wrong, the state is going to punish you by taking away points? You want to book a hotel? You can't. Your score is too low. You want to go to see your mom in the south of China? You cannot, because the scoring system will block you from buying your flight tickets. So it does punish you also. It does also For those who comply a lot and very, very nicely with the system, of course, it gives them gratifications. It graces them with prizes, rebates, and so on and so forth. So basically, the law is impacted because the principle, that's a principle of criminal law, but the right to rehabilitation. If you make a mistake, I'm not saying if you kill somebody, but if you make that's the law here, not politics, but that's an impact of algorithmic age. If you make a mistake and your score is then becomes so low, why would you be punished forever? Coming back to the example of the teacher that I told you about. This teacher cannot teach anymore. He was a very competent teacher. They did an interview of him. His students loved him, but he cannot teach anymore. So you see the impacts are very real and serious. So this is why there's the European Union AI Act, which prohibits, contrary to China, the use of social scoring system in any European countries that are part of the EU, obviously. So the predictive policy on the right side, if you look at the right side of the screen, second item, predictive policing based on profiling. What does it mean? This means this. That's the Compass software, okay? Predictive is you predict on the profile of someone if he will or she is likely to commit or not commit a crime. Behavioral manipulation of the behavior, third item on the right side. This is forbidden to be used in the European Union based on the EU AI Act. What does it mean? This means this. Cambridge Analytica. Okay, so now I will finish on this. I'm sure I'm close to the end of my 45 minutes. Yes, I'm getting close. So I'm almost done. So this is the last item here. The last example of the interactions between politics, law, and algorithmic elements. How automated eligibility systems can harm or help. So it's similar, not exactly the same, but similar to the scoring system, but differently. Let me explain. Let me give you an example. And let me give you an example that has legal implications. You have a daughter. Your daughter is 3 years old. Her life is between, she's between life and death at the hospital. She needs a heart transplant urgently. Otherwise, she will die in 6 months. Having access to a heart to do a heart transplant is not easy, as you all know. There's someone else, famous professor, 3 PhDs, 65 years old, well-known, respected professor, has the same need right now. He's between life and death, and he needs a heart transplant to survive. Otherwise, he will die in 6 months. Who is eligible first to get the heart transplant? How can you assess it? Oh, easy. We'll use artificial intelligence and we'll use algorithms to determine who should get it first. Easy. So we'll put in the system that the professor has 2 PhDs, very well respected, he works hard, etc., etc., etc. And the child, well, she's not in school yet, but she already knew her alphabet, and her mom has a lot of money. How can it really determine who's going to be eligible? We have no idea. It depends on what? It depends, of course. You all know this basic core principle, but it does depend, but as a legal implication, it depends on the information you will input in the algorithm, in the equation, to determine who's eligible. Okay, so that's one way. Same example applies to the hiring system for jobs. Who's eligible, who's not. Okay, and maybe for hiring system, what could happen is the exact same as it happened to Compass with the racial bias. But I will give you a stupid example, but let's say a company in Indonesia looks for someone who's fluent in English. I apply, I'm in Indonesia since 1 year, but there's one Indonesian student who's got a PhD in English literature, that he knows a lot more than I do about the English language. If I get the job, which is possible, why would I get it when somebody more qualified doesn't? Ethnic background discrimination. So again, equality. But the example I gave you earlier, I just want to emphasize that before I finish. I'm just this is good. It's just a matter of applying the principles. But the example of having two people who are looking for getting the same access to something in terms of eligibility, it's not me who created this issue. It happened in court. And this is a famous example that I recycled from something else that I used for my thesis in a different context. So what I'm telling you is not totally imaginary. It does have implications. The right to health, not only the equality right, but the right to health, that exists. I'm sorry, it exists. That's legal. So if politicians were to adopt eligible to use, actually not to adopt, but to use, or to tell the government to use algorithms and replace human beings at HR with algorithms because it is objective. It's not necessarily objective. Maybe humans are not objective, but we have to, and just to bring you back to the initial slides, we have to be careful of what we wish for. We see things sometimes that do not exist. We see ourselves in robots, in artificial intelligence, when robots and artificial intelligence and algorithms do not meet these expectations. Okay? So we have to be careful. Again, it brings us back to the input, the information we include in the eligibility system. We're saying, no worries, it's going to be objective. Well, the COMPASS system was also supposed to be fully objective. And it turned out that it was not. Okay? So, terima kasih banyak. Thank you very much. I think this is the 45 minutes. I'm happy to take, it's 36 minutes or a bit more. So maybe I can take questions. I would be happy to answer any questions if time allows, of course. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much to Professor Sebastian for the insightful, inspiring presentation and outstanding explanation. So we will now move to the question and answer. For all participants, I will give information, but for question and answer, you have 10 minutes. So for participants who would like to ask question first, please raise your hand via Zoom feature or write your question in the chat box. And also kindly mention your name and institution before asking your question. Let us begin. Sorry. Okay, I'm waiting 2 minutes for all participants give a question.
It's okay. If there are no questions, there are no questions, and it's all good, honestly.
Okay, Prof. In this room, there are no questions, so including right. Okay. This a question in the chat box. I wanna read. Assalamualaikum. I am Isato Giba from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. My question is, from a human right perspective, do you think algorithm governance creates a tension between efficiency and human dignity, especially when individual become reduced to data profiles and behavioral prediction?
Thank you. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, Isatu, if I may call you Isatu respectfully. Just to explain your question to everybody, if I may, I think the keywords of your question, I totally understand your question, but the gist, the core of your question is the reduction to data profiles. So taking human beings, making them as if everybody could be reduced to 1 and 0s. So does it have an impact or create tension between or does it create a tension between efficiency and human dignity? It is a very interesting, it's a legal question, but it's also a philosophical question. When we talk about, let me make an analogy for my answer. Let me make an analogy with legal interpretation. When we interpret what the courts are saying, or when judges do interpret the law, sometimes they do refer to the spirit of the law. It's not written, it's not, but it's what is to be understood. And you have an excellent example in Indonesia, Pancasila principles. Like the solidarity principle, it's one of the principles of Pancasila. And there's more sub-items in the Pancasila, which is illustrated by the Indonesian eagle, and each feather has sub-principles under the 5 core principles. But how do you interpret these principles? What does it mean, solidarity? You need to go to the spirit of what Pancasila means. And this is what the Indonesian Constitutional Court does when they interpret these principles, oftentimes. Okay? So now bring this example to the reduction of, can we be reduced to data profile and so on? Yes, it does cause a big challenge to human dignity. And I will give you an example. Very, very good example. I had a student this semester in Kazakhstan. She was not the best with the scores. Finally, I think she finished with 81%, which is good, but not the best. Should I say, oh, that's not a good student because she's not in the 5 best students of my class of 90 students? No, she worked so hard. How can we know she worked hard? And how can it be like if we would reduce numbers and data, I would just see 81% and I would say, well, this student is okay, average, but she's not. She has many qualities. She works super hard. She has amazing questions. She's focused. She's intelligent. She's alert. But she didn't get the best score. So if we do reduce it to numbers, and the same would apply here. If we reduce people to data, to 1 and 0s, we delete the human nature of emotional intelligence or every sort of intelligence that exists. Okay? And I have many other examples like this. So yes, it does. So this is one of the danger. So to promote efficiency, we may challenge human dignity if we were, and it happens more and more, to reduce people to data profile and behavioral behavior. Absolutely. Oh. There's another question. I know we're getting close to the end of the 10 minutes, but two more. Okay. Should countries, the first, if I may, and thank just because I can read them. First question is, thank you very much, Masito. Oh yeah, but of course I know you. Wow. Okay, I know. So nice to. Okay, so nice to see you. Sorry, that's just a colleague from UNER. Okay, I'm really very nice to very nice to see her online. My question is, since this issue remains highly controversial, particularly in the context of law enforcement and regulation, I'm curious about your thoughts, my thoughts on this question. Should countries adopt binding AI legislation, or are soft law approaches sufficient? So basically what Masito is asking about is should we adopt soft law to control AI, or basically real legislation which would be binding? Okay. My personal opinion would be soft law, forget it. The problem is here that I would see with soft law is, as in international law, as you already know, soft law, there's oftentimes problems of compliance, as opposed to hardcore or written down treaties, which can be enforced, compelled by the courts and so on and so forth to be executed. So I would definitely be inclined to say on this basis, on these grounds, that AI legislation, like the European Union did, is way better than a soft law approach. And I understand the soft law approach. I'm not saying it's bad. And the reason Masito asks is there are still good reasons for soft law. The soft law is we don't want to, because today the parliament in many countries, the law field explodes. Laws and one more law, one more law, one more law. Indonesia does the same thing. There are many laws, and same in Canada. We have so many laws. So is it worth it to have a new law again, another one, or just to proceed by soft law? I would say still, because of the impact and the importance that AI, artificial intelligence, may have on our lives, that it should require legislation, not soft law. Next question quickly. I know my time is up. I don't want to make people stay or delay anything, but there's a question from Mehran. Thank you very much. I'm Mehran Hayat from Al-Bukhari International University, Malaysia. My question is, what strategies can be implemented to reduce misinformation, disinformation, and algorithm-based social media? Well, that's a huge question. It's a very, very interesting question. It's very difficult. The strategies would be check your sources. I've heard things from people, sometimes even at work, not about the criminal law of Canada, of course, but people report things that even people who are educated, who are smart, which is pure misinformation. And one of the strategies is check your sources. Sometimes, and same thing with researchers. Mehran, let me make this analogy. When you write a paper and you find something in an argument in one paper, you say, oh, that's a good argument, but I don't know, I just would like to make sure it's not totally crazy. What are you going to do? You're going to read other papers on the same topic, other papers who may have used the same argument, other papers who says the opposite or attacks this argument, so you can make up your own mind. So in terms of misinformation, this is a strategy. Is it feasible for everybody? No, that's the problem. We do that because we are, all of us here, professionals of thoughts. But everybody, the normal citizens who wakes up early in the morning, goes physically to work, works hard, she doesn't have time to check the information. So this is a huge problem. So we have the luxury of doing it, but then it could be a strategy, but that doesn't apply, unfortunately, to standard citizens, which sucks, I know. So, but that's, in terms of strategy, there could be a police of, not a police of the minds. I'm not referring to 1984 of Orwell. I'm just saying maybe there could be some kind of Not that could be soft law though. Some kind of verification of information, or yeah, there are various things. I don't have enough time because the little hamster in my head is spinning. We don't have time, but that would be worth spending 20-30 minutes to discuss it. But I see that there's other questions, so maybe we'll move on unless my time is up. I don't want to steal the time of this conference either. But this is what I would say, Mehran. Okay, can I get another question and thing or
For all participants, because a limitation time.
Baik.
Baik. I will
Okay.
continue to conclusion for the session.
Okay. So I can or no, eh? That's over, or can I just one or it's up to you. You decide. You're the boss and thing.
Okay, Prof. Sebastian, I think a limitation time for question and answer is over.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I
Let's
will
go.
continue to conclusion.
Okay, so let me just say this then. For those to whom I couldn't answer the question, please feel free. I'm on LinkedIn. Just type my name. Actually, I will put my name here in the chat box. Add me to send me your question. I promise I will answer to your question within 24-48 hours, either by one-on-one video or by sending you a replying message. It's nicer on video, of course, or even better in person. But yeah, there you go. So add me there, everybody. So sorry about that. But yeah, so time is over. So Anteng is decided it. So that's good. Terima kasih banyak.
Okay. Okay, thank you to all participants for your active participation. We hope the session has been beneficial and encouraging. We would like to inform for all participants that the session will certainly continue continue with the closing session. Therefore, we kindly ask all participants to remain in the Zoom meeting room and not leave the session yet. I am Anton Nirwanto, and I would like to conclude this session. Thank you for your attention and participation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day and see you in the next session.
Waalaikumsalam.
Terima kasih, Profesor.
Sama-sama. So if it's okay with you, because it's 11 p.m. here, I will go to bed and sleep like a baby with your permission.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor LaFrance. And
Thank you very much.
Good night, Professor.
Thank you.
Dear all participants, please stay and remain in this Zoom room, because in minutes we will start our closing session with the Directorate of with International Office of Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. And Mbak Indriani, are you ready? Are you there, Mbak Indri?
Yeah.
Oke.
Can you hear me?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, the Honorable Mr. Nurdiatna, PhD, Head of Directorate of Reputation, Partnership, and International Affairs di RKUI Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta, and all of participants of this international short course. My name is Fayaz, or you can call me Muhammad. I will be your moderator. in today's and also our last session in this online short course. Okay, so this session will be with the International Partnership and Collaboration session, the International Directorate of Reputation Partnership and International Affairs will be with us in this session. And in this session will be about international partnership and collaboration session presented by the team. So without further ado, for the team from the RKW, for approximately, is it clear right now, Mr. Saheb? Okay, yes, okay, thank you for your information. So without further ado, the time and the floor are yours for the team from the RKWI. Approximately 30 until 45 minutes. Okay, monggo Mbak Indri.
Okay, thank you so much, Pak Ahmad, Pak Muhammad. Yeah.
Okay, you can call me Muhammad.
Okay, good morning. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning from Indonesia, because we saw a lot of international students here come from Malaysia and any countries in. Okay, actually, we just want to share you about our experience, guys, in international office. First thing first, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Indriani. You can call me Indri, and I'm not alone here because I'm with Mbak Engin Kobota. Can you say hi here also? And also our director, Pak Nurgiatna PhD, for the international affairs or international office from Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. So because a lot of you come from maybe bachelor's, Pak Muhammad, is it right?
It actually is diverse, but yeah, most of them from bachelor degree.
Bachelor's degree, yeah. We will offer you, because we are managed from several scholarship, guys. So we will share you and offering you several scholarship come from our university and also our government. So without any further ado, we will share you several of it about the information from our international office. Okay. Pardon, because it's not like a good presentation PPT, because this is directly into the portal. So basically we have 3 scholarship. One come from our university. We call it International Priority Scholarship or IPS scholarship. And also 2 scholarship come from our government, which is higher education government and also Ministry of Finance. So first thing first, we will share you the information about 2 scholarship come from the government. First one is KNB scholarship or Kemitraan Negara Berkembang. This one. So this is our IG, guys. You can follow also for further information about scholarship that we have and we manage for this university. One is KNB scholarship. We go to KNB scholarship portal. Yes. So KNB scholarship is precious program by government of Indonesia that promote international cooperation and offer students from developing countries and the opportunity to pursue higher education in Indonesia. So this year, KNB scholarship already open, and unfortunately they already closed, but actually you can register for next year, for this year, and the schedule actually is not different. It's similar in year by year. So in every year they will open from February until March. Yeah, just only 2 months for registration, and this is for the schedule. And the awardee will come to Indonesia around August. Yep. So this is the schedule, and this is for the procedure. You can actually download for the KNB scholarship guideline here. So for the guideline like this, we will share you about the university and study program. So actually, not only us, not only UMS that offer for this scholarship, because there are many university come from many province in Indonesia that also organize for this scholarship. There are 47 university in Indonesia that also manage and organize this scholarship. You can check and you can choose, and maybe you interest for this scholarship, and this is for the structure. So actually this scholarship open for bachelor's, master, and also doctoral. For the bachelor's, we provide for staying 5 years in Indonesia. The first years is for preparing program, which is BIPA program and also sit-in program, and the last 4 years for degree program. For master, you have to stay in Indonesia for 3 years. First years, same BIPA program and sit-in program, and the last 2 years you enter to your degree program. And for the doctoral, you have to stay 5 years, which is first year's preparation program, which is BIPA program and sit-in program, and the last 4 years is for entering the degree program. This is, we come to scholarship coverage, and duration we already explained about it. So the scholarship coverage are settlement allowance. So you come to Indonesia and we will give you the settlement allowance, and then tuition fee for BIPA program and also academic program, since until you are finished with your study, and living allowance monthly. Yeah, in every month we will distribute the living allowance, research and book allowance monthly, health insurance in every year, funding for publishing scientific article once during scholarship period for master and doctoral degree, academic class Ireland, ticket for arrival and also returning to your country. And this is the requirement. Actually, you can check the detail in this portal, the requirement for the master, bachelor, and doctoral. For the bachelor, the applicant maximum age is 21 years old, and the master is 35 years old, and for doctoral is 45 years old. Okay, this is for the KNB scholarship, I think. And then for TIA scholarship, the second one, this is to come from Ministry of Finance. Yeah, more coverage, more than the KNB scholarship, of course. And for KNB scholarship, also there are several targeted country, because only targeted country that can apply for the KNB scholarship. Actually, their scholarship is similar because they come from our government. So the objectiveness of this program or this scholarship are develop the high skill of future leaders in public service, and public policy focuses on equipping individual with the expertise and leadership needed, and enhance understanding of Indonesian social, economic, and cultural aspect. And this program designed to help scholarship awardee appreciate diversity, recognize challenges, and contribute to inclusive development society. Strengthened the cooperation the cooperation between Indonesia and also the targeted country, and the targeted country must be granted priority area under foreign ministry. And then the study program actually similar with KNB scholarship. You have for bachelor, you have stay in Indonesia around 5 years, and master for 3 years, and for doctoral is 5 years. And this is for the detail university that provide this scholarship or organize this scholarship from bachelor's and the doctoral. So for this year, there are 24 university around Indonesia that organize this scholarship, guys. So this is for the eligibility or the eligible country that they open for this year. There are around 56 country. You can check, is that your country one of the targeted country in this scholarship? Yeah, this one. Yemen, Tunisia, Syria, Sudan. Mostly from Western and also East. This is, yep. And this is the Indonesian scholarship, AIDS scholarship program or TS program structure. So it's similar, quite similar with KNB scholarship. We have a BIPA program or Indonesian language for foreign trainer, and following with preparation program, which is matriculation program. Matriculation program is a program that designed to prepare your skill before you enter to your degree, guys. And then body program. So for body program, we have two type of body program. So in academic, you have your academic body, and for non-academic, we have non-academic body come from international office staff and also student, which whether in academic body, you have your lecture for your academic program to accompany you during your degree program. This is the academic program. We already explained that you have to stay for bachelor 5 years, and master for 3 years, and doctoral for 5 years. And this is for the coverage, academic cost, matriculation cost, selection cost, round trip ticket. It's quite similar, but here we have different about the body program, because for KNB there is no body program. It's just a general body come from a student, but for TIAS we have a body for academic and non-academic, so they will accompany and help you during your degree, like that. That's all for KNB and TIAS. Maybe continue with Mbak Engine for International Priority Scholarship. Mbak Engine, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much, Mbak Indri. Thank you so much, Mas Muhammad. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome from Indonesia. Welcome from UMS International Office. It's honor to us to stand here, have this kind of good opportunity to tell you guys about our scholarship, both government or our internal scholarship. So continuing with Mbak Indri presentations before about TS and also KNB scholarship, we also have our own scholarship, university scholarship. We call it a national priority scholarship. Wait, let me share the screen. Okay. We have our own scholarship here. Call it International Priority Scholarship, only IPS. Okay, this scholarship, honestly, in general, we have a similar scheme with the government scholarship. Like you will have starting from the benefit maybe, and also the study period. But for this scholarship, we have two schemes here. We have a fully funded scholarship and also partially funded scholarship. The differences between these two scholarships, you guys can see on your screen. For the partial funded scholarship, you will get the benefit such as tuition fees waivers, and also you will have 1 year or maybe one semester's BIPA program if you take regular classes before your study period. But for the fully funded scholarship, you guys will get a tuition fees, monthly living allowance, monthly book allowance. You will have also health insurance, annual health insurance, visa fees, and then limited stay permit extensions, return flight ticket, and also free BIPA classes for regular students. Nah, this kind of scholarship, our international scholarship, is open to almost all of the study program in Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta, except faculty the program under the Faculty of the Medicine and also Faculty of Dentistry. So guys, in case your preference study program is not listed to the KNB or TS scholarship, you can apply the scholarship using the schema IPS International Priority Scholarship. And how to do admission to this scholarship, you guys can access through our website, isp.ums.ac.id. You can type your Chrome for the example, and then it will appear like this. For the detail, nah, here, and we are now still open. You can create your account. You can use your Google account, and then just fill the documents. And the documents required document is here, like your passport, photos, recommendation letter, academic certificate, academic transcript, language certificate, and etc. You can submit those kind of documents through your own portal. And please make sure that you fill it correctly, because once you submit the applications, you can do like editing or some things. So please make sure that your document are good enough without any revise or editing, something like that. And yeah, for the bachelor programs, we have two classes. We have regular classes and also international classes. And for master and doctoral, we only have regular classes. So if you guys choose a regular program, means you will get BIPA program. Of even if you guys not similar with BIPA program, it's like language program, bahasa Indonesia bagi penutur asing. So you will study about Indonesian language before you guys start your study period. And we are now still open. The admins. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. Okay. For the scholarship, international priority scholarship, we are now still open for the academic years 2027, 2028. So if you guys interested in joining our university, you can do an admissions using this schema if you guys interested. Because if you guys want to like join the KNB or TS, maybe you have to wait until next year's. But now, because we still open for registrations for international priority scholarship, you can join us now. Do submissions in our portal at least until 30 September 2026. So yeah, we are very happy to waiting you guys, and hopefully we can see you in UMS, inshallah. Oke, terima kasih, Mas. I think it's all enough.
Okay. Is there other information by Indri or by Engine, or I will open the question and answer, because I saw on the chat box there are some questions from our participants. I think our participants is interested to maybe I hope to our university. Okay, please, for participants, if you have questions, you can use the raise hand picture or put your question directly on the chat box. Okay, let me scroll it first. The first from Musa bin Zakaria. What is your take on about an international student? Sorry. From Zahid Ali, okay. Kindly tell us about, okay, it's been answered. From let me see. Is there online class for master program? The first question. And please for Miss Engine, since you are the part of Faculty of Law and Political Science, please could you give some information about the scholarship or about the program from Faculty of Law? Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mas. Yeah, Mas, we also have PhD program in law for international students. So if you interested, you can try to do submissions.
Is that IELTS mandatory for
And
all three scholarships? For TNB or IPS?
we don't have for English proficiency, Mas, yeah.
Actually, that's one is like additional point if you have IELTS. Especially for Asian country, because they teach by the local language. That one we need the English proficiency. For country that already teach by English, so you can just attach the like statement letter or recommendation letter from your university or school in your country.
Oh, there's a question from Ivan. If already have a doctorate, can register for a PhD program again through those scheme. What if any person already have a doctoral degree and then apply for doctoral scholarship?
You already did your doctoral degree in what program, or maybe is it same department or maybe in different department? Yeah, you can just try it. Oh, not same. Yeah, you can register for this program for sure. How about English for British Council? It's possible since it's legal, guys.
Okay. And I will answer the question from Joseph Muahimba. Do you offer PhD scholarship for international students to public administration? Okay, for your information, guys, in the Faculty of Law and Political Science, we recently we only have one program, which is PhD in law. We have an expert or professor in constitutional law, in environmental law, in administrative law, and in legal or philosophical law. So if you are interested, there are some some points that you can choose that from the expert of our professor. Okay. There's question by Indri from Rakibul Islam.
I submit all document in Indonesian embassy in Pakistan, but not got embassy recommendation letter. I fulfill my eligibility criteria. What are the key points without the letter? We are able to apply for scholarship or for international practice scholarship or IPS scholarship in UMS. Actually, you can apply without embassy recommendation letter, guys. That's just additional point. But for KNB and TIA scholarship, that's mandatory because come from government. That's a little bit rigid. But for IPS, yeah, just go ahead, apply for the scholarship, guys. If you someone apa nih? Do you have any Indonesian learning course like short course for free? Oh, we prepare for it. Our head of mobility program still established about the program. So just wait, just wait. If someone has completed a master degree on KNB scholarship, can apply for PhD under KNB. Yeah, sure. Of course you can. Just try it. Maybe next year, because this year they already closed for the registration. When will the post test started?
Yeah.
What
Please
is
wait.
post test
I
started?
will inform the post letter. Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Wait, telecommunication?
Telecommunication law. Telecommunication law.
Oh.
No, we only have like law in general.
Yeah.
But actually we have an expert for the
Yeah, an expert, but in maybe for the study
technology and
program,
law.
we like in general we only have law programs in bachelor, master, and also PhD.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, we still have enough time. Please give your questions. It's okay in detail or just a simple question like that. Okay. Master degree in agricultural agronomy by Indri. Do you have any specific social media platform where you announce free short course?
No, we don't have it for agriculture agronomy, but try to find in other university. Do you have any specific social media platform where announce that one? io.ums, io.official.ums. That's our official IG for international office. io.official.ums. Yeah, thank you.
Wait a minute. The exam session will be after this. Are there questions from you guys? Please put on your chat box. Okay. We still have, for this session, we still have approximately 5 until 10 minutes. Okay. There's another question by Indri, by Injit.
When the test will start for IPS scholarship, maybe around October this year, because we will close for the registration on September, and then beginning maybe in the middle of October or the end of October, we started for the document selection and also interview selection, because we have 3 stages, which is document, interview, and psychological tests, guys. Ini kayaknya Mbak Enjen nih sama Ahmad. How about opportunities for research collaboration with UMS in field of global laws?
Maybe no, Mas. Can you please mention your institutions or university, Mas Alif Imam?
Yeah, we open for the research collaboration, of course. Hasanuddin University.
Yeah, Hasanuddin University Makassar. Like, where are you from? I mean, are you foreign, international students, or local students?
Kenapa nggak dibilang langsung berdua? Benci kali lah kayak gini. Iya dari awal awak dari ini.
Gas.
What is monthly stipend of PhD student? Actually, Mbak Enjen already share the detail for the benefit of IPS scholarship. You can check via our portal, isp.ums.ac.id. Mas Bani. Can we part-time? Mbak Enjin, can we part-time work with studies? How about the regulation in immigration, Mbak? Actually, the regulation in immigration
No.
for
Yeah.
student visa
For
cannot.
for student visa, you guys are for apa namanya? You are not allowed to work during your studies. So yeah, it's not our rules, but it's our government rules. So if you guys have student visa to stay in Indonesia, it means you are not allowed to work with this. And for the stipend for international IPS scholarship, Mas, the monthly living allowance, in general, I mean, for bachelor, master, and also PhD, you guys will get the same amount for monthly living allowance. I just okay, let me share it again.
1.750.
Yes, 1 point. Okay. Yes, for the IPS, you will get in total 1.8 million per month.
Because we already pay for your visa and also limited stay permit, it's actually quite big deal.
Expensive.
Yeah, big deal for international students. Because maybe if comparing with the other scholarship come from any university in Indonesia, it's pretty different.
Okay, Mbak Indri and Mbak Enjin, our friend Mustafa Sanusinaldo raised his hand. Okay, please unmute your microphone, Mr. Mustafa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Selamat pagi semuanya, Kak. Boleh nanya, Kak? Oke, nama saya Mustafa dari Nigeria, mahasiswa internasional dari UNHAS, Universitas Hasanuddin. Kak, aku mau nanya begini, aku masih belajar, tapi ya aku mau lulus tahun ini, tapi aku mau registrasi dulu di universitasmu. Jadi bisa lulus dan langsung aku ke universitasmu, atau aku langsung keluar dulu dan balik lagi.
So, sekarang di final semester ya?
Iya kan?
Our suggestion, you have to finish all of the administration in your university now, when
Yeah.
where you are studied in, and then after they already finish the administration and then did your EPO apa Mbak? EPO Mbak?
Exit
Which is you have
permit
to
only.
exit permit only,
Yeah, exit
which is
permit
you have
only.
to back to your country first. That's the
Oke, aku
regulation from
langsung pulang
the
ke
immigration. You have
negara
to back
dulu.
to your country and then.
Aku langsung pulang ke negaraku dulu deh.
Ya harus pulang, Mas. Jadi sponsornya harus putus, Mas otomatis harus pulang ke negara Mas, barusan bisa kami uruskan. Kalau memang terpilih sebagai awardee kami, gitu. Aturan di imigrasi memang mewajibkan untuk pulang agar nanti juga waktu proses visanya lebih aman, Mas. Kalau visa
Oke,
sudah
Bu.
jadi, visa yang baru atas nama sponsornya UMS, bisa datang kembali ke Indonesia. Kayak visa yang baru. Jadi
Oke,
harus
deh.
mengurus dulu keimigrasiannya, proses imigrasinya di univ sebelumnya, diselesaikan sampai EPO-nya keluar, masnya sudah keluar, udah balik ke negaranya Mas, barusan bisa kami uruskan untuk visa barunya.
Oke deh, makasih Kak.
Ya, sama-sama.
Ya.
Okay. Thank you, Mbak Engin and Mbak Indri. I think there are no questions left from our participants, and because of time limitation, we should move to the next session, which is the closing remarks from Mr. Nurgiatna, PhD. Once again, thank you for Mbak Indri and Mbak Engin, and we're looking forward to have your participants to be part of Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta maybe in months or in next years. Okay, once again, thank you, Mbak Engin and Mbak Indri. Okay, next we would like to invite Pak Nurgiatna, PhD, to deliver the closing speech of, and all together with the officially closing of our international course 2026 for Pak Nurgi. Are you here?
Yes.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. And for Mr. Nurgiatna, PhD, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Muhammad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Allahumma shalli wa sallim wa barik ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'du. Good morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, respected lecturers, committee members, and all participants joining us through Zoom from various countries and institutions. It is a great honor and pleasure for me to deliver this closing remark at the end of this international short course organized by the Faculty of Law and Political Science of Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. First of all, on behalf of Directorate of Reputation, Partnership and International Affairs, I would glad to express my sincere appreciation and gratitude to the organizing committee and the entire academic community of the Faculty of Law and Political Science for their excellent initiative and dedication in organizing this international program successfully in an online format. Conducted an international academic activity through virtual platform requires a strong commitment, coordination, and hard work. And I truly appreciate all the efforts that have been made. I would also like to thank all participants for your active participation, enthusiasm, and engagement throughout this short course. And I can see this come from various countries and various institutions, whether it is in Indonesia as well as for overseas countries. So even though we met virtually through Zoom, I believe the discussions, the study, the discussion, exchange ideas, and international interaction have remained meaningful and productive. This program, I think, reflects our shared commitment to strengthening global academic collaboration and intercultural understanding beyond geographical boundaries. I hope that the knowledge, perspective, and experiences gained from this short course will provide valuable benefits for all of you, all participants, and your academic and professional journeys. As previously presented by Mbak Indri and Mbak Anjin from our directorate, Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta offers various international scholarship program that funded by our institution from UMS International Priority Scholarship, in short IPS, as well as funded by our countries. This is KNB and TIAS. So we invite all the participants to continue engaging with UMS through these various schemes, and not only for scholarship program, but we also have many others international program like student exchange, joint research, international short course like this, and internship. And also we have a scheme of a double degree program. So we sincerely hope to welcome you again in the future program and collaboration with our university. Ladies and gentlemen, we also hope that this international short course will not stop here, but instead become the beginning of a stronger international networking and sustainable collaboration and future academic partnership among all institutions and participants all involved. Finally, we gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and appreciation to everyone who has contributed to success of this event. I hereby officially declare the International Short Course organized by the Faculty of Law and Political Science, Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta, officially closed. Thank you very much. Stay healthy, stay connected, and we hope to see you again in future international program at Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Mr. Nurgetna PhD, for such inspiring closing remarks. So now is the time you've been waiting for. I will announce some important information for you all. Okay, so the first is about the best participants. For information from the first session been held, we try to score and we observe some participation of participants here, and finally we choose the best 3 participants, and the best 3 will be rewarded by certificate, international certificate for best participant in international course by the committee. Wait, I will share screen first. Wait a minute. Okay, is it visible right now? Okay, I think it's visible. So this session is about the best participants. So what is the the indicator. The indicator is the participants who give a question, who participates in interactive sessions, and we saw the data of your attendance. So we choose 3 best participants. Congratulations. First, for the Crispin Piri from Universitas Airlangga. Please give a reaction, applause reaction for Chikondi. Are you here? Okay, congratulations for Chikondi Crispin Piri. The first best participants will be will give a best participant certificate for Chikondi. And the second, congratulations to MD Mumin from Dinajpur Government College for the next best participants. Once again, congratulations to Mumin. And the third,
Oh iya. Oh pakai anu tau, pakai tanda atau dulu.
Nyalain. Okay. Sorry, because we have an electricity issues here and problem here. So I will continue. The last one. Congratulations for our best participants. Congratulations for Isato Giba from Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. Okay, so for participants, please we give some applause react to our participants. Okay, now we move to the next announcement regarding the post-test or the exam. So I will kindly reminder that our requirement to get a certificate is the first you should take a pre-test on the first day of our short course, and the second you should minimum attend the 7 of 10 classes or 10 courses, and the third you should complete the exam. And about the exam, After this, at 1 p.m., we will open the exam through or via the MOC, and for the listed participants in the PDF, PDF we've been shared in days ago, and for the participants who have or cannot access the MOC, who have not their name on the PDF, you can access the exam through the G form that will be informed on the WhatsApp group or the email. And for the time for your exam, and since it's mandatory, please fill it. Don't postpone, don't delay your time to take the exam, because we only open the link and your access only for 3 days, from the 1 p.m. today, 1 p.m. GMT+7 West Indonesian time, until the 12th May 2026, until 1 p.m. in West Indonesian time GMT+7 on 12th May 2026. Okay, that's the second announcement. And the third, we like to express our sincere gratitude and our apologize if any obstacles, any mistakes and problems in our international short course. On behalf of the committee, I would say thank you also. And okay, the question, I will answer the question, all of the question through the WhatsApp or the email again. And the last, see you in the next international short course, of the Faculty of Law and Political Science in 2027. Once again, thank you. I will inform to the exam through the WhatsApp. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Okay, sama-sama. So for the attendance link, I will share. Okay, wait a minute. I will put on the chat box and share through the WhatsApp group. Okay. And for the the shortlisted participants who eligible to obtain the certificate from us will be announced through the email, maybe in days or in weeks, but do not worry. The shortlisted participants will have and will obtain the certificate from us. Okay, thank you once again. Attendance link, link kehadiran. Sudah? Okay. Okay, thank you. Though we have closed this session, if you have a question, I will try to answer here. And for the other participants, you are permissible to leave the Zoom. Okay, Assalamualaikum moderator and all. I'm worried that I was not able to take the pretest due to my schedule check-up already. Okay, you have 3 days. Don't worry, you have 3 days to take the post test. Yeah, until 12 May 2026. Okay. Okay. I try to find other question. Attendance link has been shared. Wait a minute. Okay, attendance list. Okay, I will try. I will share again the attendance link. Okay, I think there are no questions. Okay. Once again, thank you. I will close this Zoom meeting. At 1 p.m. the test will start at 1 p.m. GMT+7 until today, until the 1 p.m. on 12 May 2026.